Okay, right, sir. So, in yesterday class, we learned number one is introduction, number two is installation of the ODA 12C as well as ODA 11G. Okay, by this time, if you try that installation, you might be succeeded, right? That much of easy way of screenshots are available. Installation steps you can do your own also. Now, mainly we understand why ODI means three top reasons: high performance, high productivity, modular, flexible, okay, and extendable. Modular, flexible, and extendable. We are not writing here small codes. We are not writing it. We are defining it what we want it. Automatically code will be generated in the ODI. Now, we'll go today as part of the architecture how it will looks like. Let me open your ODI. Then there we need to go for ODI component architecture. So this is what the architecture which is available. This is what the architecture which is available. There you can observe number one, that is called as desktop. There is a main component. Desktop is the main component in your life. 80% of the job we are going to do with the desktop only. 80% of the job we are going to do with the desktop only. In the desktop, that too the main component is ODI Studio is the main component. ODI Studio is the main component. How it looks like? If you go and try to open that ODI Studio, this is what the ODI 11G Studio, and this is what the ODI 12C Studio. I am trying to open both the things I am opening. So once you open the Studio, you will notice like we have 4 navigators are available. We have 4 navigators are available. We can go and we can notice those things. Let it open. Then I can show it. It's trying to open. Shortly it's going to open. What are the 4 navigators are? One is called as, what is the navigator? Designer navigator. Second is called as operator navigator, topology navigator, then security navigator. These are the 4 navigators are available. And in these navigators, whoever is working on the designer, that guy is called as normally developer. As a developer, you are going to work on the most of the time in the designer. Monitoring kind of thing. That means what are the things are running, what are things are failed. Those things you can monitor using operator. And security is, yes, name itself is talking about the admin. Topology is also worked by the designer only. So as a developer, we are going to work with the designer and topology more. But of course, we need to learn all the items whatever available here, all the 4 things we need to learn it. Let us go and try to see this one. Let us say ODI Studio. We are discussing about the 11G, let us say. In the 11G, connect to the repository. I am trying to connect to the repository. I know if people don't know what is this login name, you didn't create this one. Here we have the some other batch logins are available, and we have the OVA predefined work also. We have the login. If I take that login, click on OK, then we are going to get here. We got here one thing is what? Designer. Second is operator. Third is topology. Fourth is security. So these are the 4 things are part of the studio. The total window is called as ODI Studio. So ODI Studio divided into 4 components. One is designer navigator, operator navigator, topology navigator, and security navigator. So high level, if you go and see in the designer navigator, what you are going to do it. Very high level, you will see it. Okay, if you go and try to see the designer navigator, it's opening. A lot of work is available under this schema. That is the reason it's taking a lot of time. Other words, it opens, immediately it opens. So it's trying to go for the building the security. Now, designer. If you go and see, this is whatever available, it is called as project. Under the project, we are seeing what, sir? Mappings. Under the mappings, what mappings you want? HDE mappings, PLP mappings, so many things are available. Let's say Oracle Labs corresponding things. There you can see the n number of mappings are available under this one again. And if you go for one of these things and try to open and observe it, you let us say I am going for one thing. First one is available, that is called as aging bucket dimension. There we have the interface. This interface I am trying to open it. Let us open. Now this is what the interface, whatever it is available. So what overall we are doing is we are trying to create what? Projects. We are trying to create what? Projects. What is a project is nothing but your main work area, sir. That is your main work area. We are going to create n number of mappings and all under this project only. End of our class, you come to understand what is mapping, what is project, those all things you come to understand it. Okay. This is what the one table is available and here we are trying to map here. Next, one more thing is available, that is called as model. Model is nothing but your tables. Okay, let us say if I go and if I take here under this Oracle e-business suite, we have here a number of tables are available. These all are different tables. Suppose anyone is aware of the general ledger, one of the module which is available. There we have the budgets, balances. Okay, like this a number of things are available. These all are different tables which are available in the database. Those things we imported here. So model is nothing but set of what? Tables. Model is nothing but set of tables. Project is nothing but whatever work you are going to do. Major work is, this is what the major work you are going to do it. Now load plans, end of the day we are going to run this one, right? If you want to run means we need to create one plan. First what you need to create, what you need to execute, second what you need to execute, third what you need to execute, what are things you want to execute in the serial mode, what are things you want to execute in the parallel mode. Those things we need to define using load plans. And global objects, any one object I created that need to be used in many projects means I can go for the global objects. And solutions, one more thing, these are all combination using I can create one solution. Anyhow, in the designer navigator as a developer, major time we are going to work over there. We are going to work where? In the designer navigator. In operator navigator, what we are going to do, if I go to the operator navigator, if you go to the operator navigator, there you can see what is available. All executions are available. Under this all executions, you can observe what are the executions are done. In my case, I didn't do any executions here. That is the reason we are seeing empty. Okay, day wise also we can see the date wise, today what we did, yesterday what we did, this week what we did, this year what we did, everything you can see from here. Now next one is available topology. In the topology, we can communicate with the whatever database you want, you can communicate with the databases. It may be Hive database, it may be something else database, you can go and you can communicate from here. A number of databases are available, you can go and you can communicate, timestamp, Teradata, SAP BO universe also available, that also you can communicate whatever you want. Next, security, you can create a user, let us say one new user you want, you can go and you can create the new user. And if you want to create the, let us say one profile you want to create, you can create the one profile you can create. This is what the security. So if people understand, as part of this ODI studio, 4 navigators are available. One is called as designer, operator, topology and security. End of our class, you should be in a position to speak more about the designer. Now I given just introduction, just I shown it, that's it. That's what we are going to learn down the line. So about designer, if I ask you to speak about the designer, you should be able to speak at least 1 hour of the time. That much of things we are going to do it down the line. Okay, right. Now, if I want, let us say some extra configuration I want to do it, which is not available in the ODI, but I want to achieve that one. At that moment, we can go for the some SDK, software development kit. We are going to write our own code, we are going to write and we are going to create the functionalities, we are going to create it. Similarly, these 2 components, whatever available in all the layers is available. So in this layer also, it is available. It is something extra code you can write it and you can get the extra functionalities. Now here we have the WebLogic 12c or application server. Application server. Right. If we go for, in my case I think I didn't started the server. Let me go for, we have one thing that is known as HTTP RRITech, then 7001, then console. Try to log in first. Then I need to go for the services. Okay, then go for the servers. There I have one thing that is called as what, sir? ODI server. ODI server. This ODI server is part of what it is? Part of WebLogic server. What component I opened here? The component name is what? Console component I opened. So through console only we are going to start or stop the servers, whatever you want, you can do it. In my case, as of now, you can observe here, it is shut down or it started, sir? It is shut down. I did previous class is OBW class I did. That is the reason OBW server is started, but your server is not started. If you want to start it, you can go and you can click on the start, so that it is going to start now. Okay, it is going to show here progress. It is what, sir? Starting. Task is in progress. It is going to take 3 to 4 minutes of time. It is going to take it to start it. Okay, anyhow, you people understand, under WebLogic server, one component is available. That component is called as what? Console component. Console component. Now, okay, once this is started, what we can do it? If you want to monitor your things in the web-based environment, we have one URL. If you're using that URL, you can monitor your things web-based environment. This is Oracle Data Integrator corresponding thing. Let us say this was the ODI console. ODI by default going to use the port number is 15001 is the port number. If you can take this URL as it is and you can execute in the browser. I am going to the browser. There I am trying to provide this URL. There I am providing that URL. Then shortly it is saying as unconnected. Why? Because the server may be still it is starting only. Let us go and try to refresh it. Then you come to understand what is happening. Okay, once it is showing as a running symbol here, then you can go and you can execute this one and you can see the console. You can see the console. So console is nothing but web-based environment to see all our ODI work. Okay. Now it's trying to connect here. Still it is starting. 77 seconds are happened. Okay, next, meanwhile, let us go for the one more component. Let us say one more component is available. That component is called as what component? Enterprise Manager. In the Enterprise Manager also, we can go and we can see the control. Let us say ODI corresponding server is available or not. We can go and we can see in Enterprise Manager. Let us say this was the Enterprise Manager. Enterprise Manager also one of the component. If you go for here, WebLogic, click on login. Enterprise Manager, we are trying to click on login. There we can go and we can observe, we have our ODI corresponding thing is what, sir? It is down as of now. But what exactly we are going to do here? Most of the things we are going to do here, let us say if I click on the ODI server 1, then here we come to understand it is running or not, those status is what, those all things we come to understand from here. Okay, what is the status, what is the name, active sessions are what, and request sessions are what, and what are the servlets are available. Those status you can observe basically here. Okay, if I want to kill one session, I want to kill it. How I can kill, sir? From here only we can kill it. So it is a controlling point. That's what we are available. It is what, sir? Control. Enterprise Manager, Fusion Middleware Control. So you people understand one point. Under the WebLogic, two main components are there. One is called as Enterprise Manager. Second is called as console. Right. I want to show the console. If it is open, I want to show it, but still it is running, I think. Still it is running. So once it is done, I can show the things. This one I want to open actually. Okay. It's 3 minutes. I think around 4 minutes is going to start it. Okay, meanwhile, let us go for the next things. Then once it is open, then I will show the console how it looks like. Okay, right. Let us go for next one is available. Next component. The component is very important component that is known as what, sir? Repositories. Let us say you are doing some work, sir. That I know it. Let us say you created one mapping. You created one project. You created one model. You created one technology. Whatever it is. End of the day, this information is storing where? In the repositories. So these repositories are divided into two types. One is called as master repository and second one is called as work repository. Master repository is always only one. Master repository is always only one. But work repositories are what, sir? Environment wise available. That means development environment, one work repository. Testing environment, one work repository. User acceptance test environment, one work repository. Production environment, one repository, like that. So master repository is only one, but work repositories may be n number of things may be available based on the environments. So what is the use of this one is, let us say you created one work you created. You created one work you created. Let us say one user you created, new user. This new user, whatever you created, that new user end of the day going and storing where? That is important. That new user going and storing where? That is going and storing inside the master repository. You created one thing in that designer, some work you created. That is going and storing where? It is going and storing in the work repository. So whatever work you are doing, either it is storing in the master repository or it is storing in the work repository. Those master and work repositories are going to create down the line. Now, as I said earlier, I have no limitation. I can go and I can communicate with any source, any target. Any source and any target. Now you tell me total how many tiers are available in the ODI? How many tiers architecture? 4 tiers. Number 1 is called as desktop tier. Number 2 is called as WebLogic server tier. Number 3 is called as repositories tier. Number 4 is called as source and targets tier. First one tier is desktop tier. In that one ODI Studio is available. In that one 4 navigators are there. One is called as designer. Second is called as operator, topology, security. These are the things available. Second is available WebLogic server, their enterprise manager and console. These two are web-based components. Third tier is called as repositories tier. There we have the master repository and work repository. Normally, only one master repository will be available, but a number of work repositories will be available. And source and targets, I have no limitation. I can communicate with any source. I can communicate with any target. I can communicate it. Okay, that's what we understand. Let us go and try to start our journey with repositories tier, sir. We are starting with our journey with what? Repositories tier. This is how I am going to speak. First, I will talk about the repositories. Second, I will talk about, sir, source and targets. Third, I will talk about this one. At the end of our course, we are going to talk about this one. Like that, we are going to complete our course. Okay, first we are going to talk about repositories. Second, sources and targets. Third, all the components whatever available. Then fourth is console component, enterprise manager component. We are going to speak about it. Okay, now go for the first one that is called as repositories tier. In the repositories tier, Oracle Data Integrator repository is composed of one master repository and several work repository. As I said earlier, always only one master repository, but work repositories are a number of work repositories may be available. Is there any? Sorry, is there any size? Okay, is there any size for the repositories? End of the day, the repository is nothing but some set of tables. End of the day, repository is nothing but some set of tables. Anyhow, we are going to create that one down the line. If you see here, I am trying to create here what repository? Master repository I am creating. Master repository is end of that one, what we are getting is how many tables are? 67 tables. So 67 tables together is called as master repository. 67 tables together is called as master repository. Similarly, we are trying to create here what? Work repository. In the work repository also, end of this one, we are going to create how many tables are going to create here? 153 tables. So 67 tables are called as master repository. 153 tables are called as work repository. Now coming to the size of the repository means what data you are storing in that one. That depends. In the 67 tables are available, In one table I loaded only 10 records, that size only will be there. I loaded 30 records, that size will be increases, right? Size is based on your work, it will increases. I cannot comment on the size of your project. Okay, right. Size will be purely on the what big project you are doing, based on that one size will be varies. Okay, now you people understand one point, that point is called as first point. Repositories are two types, one is called as master repository, second is called as work repository. Oracle Data Integrated Repositories is composed of one master repository and several work repository. And ODI objects developed are configured through the user interface, that is called as ODI Studio. This is called as user interface. This window is ODI Studio. And are stored in one of these repository types. That means whatever you are going to do the work, end of the day the work is going to store where? Any one of these repositories is going to store it. Today, end of our class, we are also going to create the master and work repository. We are going to create it, don't worry. Next, master repository stores the following information. What are the information? Security relevant. Security information including users. Whatever user you are creating, that user is going to store where? In our master repository. And profiles, you are creating one profile, that also going to store master repository. And whatever permissions you are providing, that also going to store in the master repository. So simple words, in security tab, whatever work you are doing, entire work is going to store in the master repository only. Yes sir. What is your name? Pawan. Yes Pawan. Security information we are storing in the master repository or work repository? Master repository. Next is available, that is called as topology. Topology information including technologies. If you go and see the topology, this is what the topology. There I have one thing that is called as physical architecture. There I have technologies. The technologies information. Next, second is what? Technology information including technologies, server definitions, schemas, context, languages and so forth. If you see here, context, logical architecture, languages, so forth are going to store where, sir? In the master repository. Which repository is important? Master repository. And here we have one thing that is called as versioning. Let us say first time I created, that is called as 0 version. Next time onwards it is 1 version. Where I am going to create the version is actually, if you go to the designer, there any one component I can take it, I can right click on that component. It's opening. Let us say I am trying to go for one interface, I am going. There I am right clicking. There I have one option. The option is called as version. I can create the version. If I create the version, where this information is storing? Master repository. So 3 informations are storing in the master repository. One is version information. Second is security information. Third is topology information. Topology information. These are the 3 informations what it is going to store it. These are the 3 informations what it is going to store it. One is version information. Second is what, sir? Second is whatever you are doing in the topology information. Third is what? Whatever you are doing in the security information. These 3 things are storing inside which repository? Master repository it is going to store it. MR, master repository. Okay, we are clear about that point. Let us move on to the next point. Work repository. Work repository stores the following information. The work repository is one that contains actually developed objects. Actually developed objects means what? I can go and I can create here one interface, new interface I can create it. I can go and I can create here one new package I can create. These all are what, sir? We are developing. Actually developed work is going to store inside the work repository. In the name itself it is available, work repository. That means what, sir? Whatever really you are working, that is going to store it. Mainly designer information totally available in the work repository, and operator also totally available in the work repository. So whatever activities you are going to do in the designer and operator, that work is going to store in the work repository. Here one small star mark. In the designer only I am doing the versioning also. In the designer only I am doing the versioning also. Still versioning is storing where, sir? In the master. Apart from versioning, rest of all the activities, whatever you do in the designer and operator, we are going to store in the work repository. Okay, that's what the point what I want to tell here. Next, models, projects, scenarios, what else not there? All the things we are going to store over there only. First point is what? First point is what, sir? The work repository is one that contains actually developed objects. Several work repositories may coexist in the ODI installation. Example is development work repository, production work repository, UAT work repository, testing work repository, like that, n number. And we are going to store what information, sir? Models. Models means nothing but it's part of what? Designer. Under the models, you may have a number of tables, information is available. These all things are going to store here. Next, projects. Projects is nothing but these are the projects. These are the projects. Next one is available scenario execution. Here we have the scenarios are available. If you go and see load plans and scenarios, and scenario executions also available. Here also available. These things also. Next one. When the work repository contains only the execution information. Execution information. What is the meaning of execution information? End of the day, we are going to execute two things, sir. One is called as scenario. Second is called as load plan. What we are going to execute? One is called as what, sir? Load plan. Next what, sir? Scenarios. These two objects are called as production objects. These two objects are called as production objects. In the production environment, you will see only load plans and scenarios. In production environment, this designer tab, nothing is available, sir. In designer tab, what? Nothing is available. Nothing is available. In operator tab only, we are seeing the load plans and scenarios. Load plans and scenarios are called as runnable items or production items. These two things will be available in the execution work repository. Means, again here one more point is came here. What is the point is? Repositories are how many types? Master repository, then work repository. Work repositories may be several available. And work repositories are divided into two types. One is called as development work repository. Second is what, sir? Execution work repository. Execution work repository. Development work repository will go for the development environment, or will go for what, sir? Testing environment. Execution work repository will go for what environment? Production environment will go for it. DWR means development work repository. EWR in the, okay. Question is, sir, can I use the DWR in the production also? Yes, you can use it. Yes, you can use it. But it's not the best practice. Oracle, why they given like that is, he's just uneducated guy. Let us say he completed just BTech, he completed. You don't know much about the ODI. Directly given the production access. He deleted one object. What will you do? Here executable objects only are keeping means what, the development work is not there. Even though you want to delete also, you cannot delete it. So as a best practice, he given execution work repository to use for the production. If you use like that, it is well and good. If you are not following the Oracle instructions, means yes, go to hell. No problem. That's how it will be there. This is what the standard best practice methodology. Now you people understand that point. Next, ODI Studio user interface. Already I explained this one. We have here 4 navigators. One is designer, operator, topology, security. Those things only briefly I am explaining it. Designer means what it contains. Operator means what it contains. Topology means what it contains. Security means what it contains. Briefly I am explaining here. Thereafter, we are slowly jumping into the navigation part. Once I jump into the navigation part, my job is very simple. Why? Because I won't do any navigation part. I will give the control to you people. Preetham, I given control to you. From here you are going to drive. My aim is I want to create the master repository. My aim is what? I want to create the master repository. Right. For that, as I said earlier, master repository is combination of how many tables? 67 tables. Master repository is combination of how many tables? 67 tables. Tables I want to create means I should have one schema or not? Okay, schema I want to store means I should have one database or not? That's what will be the right first database. Under database, schema. Scott is the one schema, supply 2 is the one schema, HR is the one schema, like that. Then under the schema, what sir? Tables are available. So first I need to create one schema. Schema creating is nothing but user creation. Schema creating is nothing but user creation. Whenever you create the one user, automatically schema will be created with the same name of the user. I created username is XYZ, then XYZ schema will be available. I create a user ABC, ABC schema will be available. That's how you can create the user and schema. That part only I am doing here. First I am creating one user, I am creating it. Let us go and open SQL Plus. Open SQL Plus, go to the start. Don't close any other windows. Okay, open your own windows only. Start SQL Plus. Start. In the start menu bar, there we have the SQL Plus. Click on that. That's good. Then I would like to communicate as a administrator, right? So type as /sysdba. /sysdba. Enter. Super. We logged in as database administrator. However, /sysdba may not be available in your real-time project. If that is available, everyone can access it, right? Yes or no? That is the reason we used to block that one. At that moment, you need to ask the administrator, user, whatever available, you need to ask it. Anyhow, we don't have the permissions to create the user in the database. It has to come from the administrator, database administrator. In our case, we are doing that also. Now, create user. Just see the bottom steps and try to do it. Create user. And your batch number is, one moment. Your batch number is B114. B114 is your batch number. So down the line we are going to call like that. B114. B114. We are trying to create master repository and work repository. Both will create under the single schema only. You can create it, no problem. Master repository table names are different. Work repository table names are different. So I can create master repository, work repository both under what sir? Under the single schema. What will happen? 67 plus 153 total 220 tables will be created in the same schema. Yes or no? Right. So go and try to give here a B114 MRWR. MRWR. Identified by RR capital, I text small 123. Semicolon, enter. Super. We created a user. We create what? User. Now I need to create one table inside this means I need to provide the permissions. Strictly speaking, connect and resource permissions are enough, sir. Connect and resource permissions are enough. Why to remember those all things? We will provide the DBA permissions. Grant DBA to B14 MRWR. In our real time means we will get only connect and resource permissions only will get it. Okay. Enter. Now connect to this user. Connect to this user. CYNN. Then username. /RR capital I text small 123 @ORCL. Enter. Super. We connected this user. Now if you go and see any tables are available in this one, ideally we should not have. Why? Because just now we created, right? That is the reason we won't have any tables. But end of my class, we are going to see total 220 tables we are going to see. How many tables? 220 tables we are going to see. Right. To do that one, let us go for the step 2 now. Step 1 is creating the repository schema in the database. That is done. Step 2 is what? Creating your master repository. For that, open the ODI Studio. We need to open it. How to open the ODI Studio is, we'll do in 11G first. Then we'll go for the 12C. All my class will be go like that only. 11G first we are going to do it, then go for the 12C we will try to do it. Okay. First 11G I want to do it. Let us go for the start. Go to the start menu. There we can see here all programs. Then Oracle. Under that one, Oracle Data Integrator. There we'll see ODI Studio. That's how we are going to open the ODI Studio. Even I used to keep on the desktops also. You can open on the desktops also. Click on ODI Studio. Then whenever you are opening the first time ODI Studio, then it's going to take some time. Then we are going to get one window. Shortly we are going to get one window. This is what the window, what we got it. Now if you are opening the first time you are opening, if you click on the connect repository, you won't get any options here, sir. In my case I got here so many. But in your case what, sir? Nothing will get it. Nothing will get it because we didn't create anything. Now how to create one new master repository? Very simple job. Very simple job. Observe here where is the new option is available. In the window where we have the new option. Yes, file menu, new. That's correct. That's correct. Click on that. Excellent. Now observe this window. Why we came here? To create the master repository, which is going to help you out. Select that one. That's it. Creating a new master repository, we are doing it. Now it is expecting in which technology you want to create it. Don't confuse with the technology new word. Technology is nothing but your software name. You are using Oracle software, or you are using SQL Server software, or you are using DB2 software, or you are using Teradata software. These all things are called as technologies. Technology may be anything. Oracle, MySQL, Sybase, DB2, whatever it is. In my case it is Oracle. So Oracle is required. Automatically whatever you are selecting here, that corresponding drivers will be coming here. Whatever you are selecting, what, sir? That corresponding drivers will be coming here. In my case it is Oracle, so I am selecting Oracle. Next I need to provide here JDBC URL. The URL format is what? Host name, port number, SID. Where I can find out this host name, port number, SID. Where I can find out this host name, port number, SID. Right. Tell me one point, sir. Anything is communicating with the Oracle server using what, sir? Including Oracle client also, using TNS file. Using what? TNS file. If you go for my computer, their C drive, their app, administrator, then we have the product 11.2.0, DB home, then network, then admin. There I have one thing that is known as what, sir? TNS names file is available. If I open this one, there you can find out what is my service name, sir? ORCL. And what is my port number, sir? What is my host name? RRI Tech. These details you need to provide over there. Host name, port number, then SID. SID is nothing but service name. SID is nothing but service ID. Nothing but service name. These three details only provide over there. This file is called as TNS file. In your TNS file, whatever information is available, that we need to provide here. Let us go and try to provide it. So in the host place, provide the local host or RRI Tech, whatever you are providing, it's okay. Local host. In the host place, provide the local host. Remove that host, including greater than and less than symbols also. Provide local host. Port number 1521 is the port number. SID, service ID is nothing but ORCL, provide it. That is done. Where you want to create these all tables? Master repository is nothing but 67 tables, right? Where you want to create? Just now we create one schema B114 MRWR you created, right? That one we need to provide. 114, not 144. 114. Now password RR capital, I text small 123. However, ODI requires database administrator user ID, provide as SYSSys as SysDBA. Password as RR capital, I text small 123. Click on next. Yeah, if you click on test connection also, it is good. Okay, you can validate it. Anyhow, you click on the next, automatically do what, sir? Testing, then it is correct only, then it will move forward. You getting my point? Now, password is need to provide, just copy and paste the above password only, supervisor. Username and password I am maintaining, both are same. And it is case sensitive also, sir. Username and passwords are case sensitive. If you return the small supervisor tomorrow, it won't work. You need to write, it is case sensitive. Now, it is trying to store the password. internal password storage will I selected, click on the finish. Once you click on the finish, it is trying to do what, sir? ODI is creating your master repository. If you go to the SQL plus backend, if you go to SQL plus backend, same statement I am executing, what happened? Some tables we are getting. But how many tables we got here? 64 only will get, not the 67. We are doing in which version? ODI 11G version. What document I am showing here? It is ODI 12C actually. I didn't went to this path also, right? It is a ODI 12C. If you see here, this is what, sir? ODI 12C 67. I agree. But ODI 11G how many tables? 64. So version to version, backend tables may be changing. That is the reason no one will be remembering how many tables are available. We will remembering also around numbers. Around numbers are going to remember. Around 60 we can say. Nothing wrong. You are getting my point? So 64 tables are creating, and also some data also will be creating in that one. Some data also will be creating in that one. You can observe here it's trying to create the master repository. Still it is going on. Still it is going on. Okay, once let us assume like your master repository is created. That means up to what step you did, sir? And observe ODI 12C screen also. Any difference is there? We are clicking on the new. We are selecting what, sir? Master repository creation wizard. We are providing what, sir? All the information. Then we are trying to click on providing the passwords. Providing this one. Then it is happening. Then we got here finally the screen. Any difference you observed 11G to 12C master repository creation process? No, right? If I given the ODI 12C, can you do it or not? Yes. That confidence I want. Okay. Excellent job. Excellent job. Now finally we need to see the 64 tables. We saw the 64 tables. Then we need to go for the creating the work repository. Before creating the work repository, I will give some kind of introduction about this master repository only. For that I am waiting for it to complete. Still it is doing. Meanwhile, I will do one thing. I want to see the 64 tables. 64 tables, user friendly, I want to see it through SQL developer. Through what? SQL developer. We'll go and try to see in the SQL developer. Go to the start and open SQL developer. Start. Then we'll have the SQL developer bottom. Above the all programs we have it. Above the all programs we have it. Click on that. One moment. Enter the full path name. I think I have two SQL developers are available in my mission. Already I am using one SQL developer that is available in the desktop also. This is the latest version. Let me open this SQL developer. SQL developer is what, sir? Similar to the SQL plus. Similar to the SQL plus. It is useful to communicate with our database. It is useful to communicate with our database. Now I want to see 64 table names. I want to see basically. I want to see 64 table names. User friendly. I want to see it. That is the reason I am going for this tool. Okay. Let it connect. Let it connect. It's trying to connect. Fine. Now we connected here. Now I want to create one connection. Create one connection here. That's perfect. Click on that. Then we need to provide your connection name. What is our schema name? Just now we created B114 MRWR. Provide the same name. Username also same. Password is RR capital letter small 123. Save the password so that next time onwards we will not provide the password also. Okay. Now SID is nothing but service ID, that is ORCL. Click on save and connect. Save and connect. Right. Super. We are able to connect to that one. Once you connected, we can see this connection option. We are able to see it. It's connecting. Yeah, it's connecting. It's taken some time. It's connected. Now, if you go and see inside this one, Inside this one, B114 MRWR, there we can see it is trying to running here. Then one task running. Okay, then we have what, sir? Tables. What are the tables are available? The tables we can go on, we can see here. Tables are loading. So what are the tables are available, sir? These are the tables. All table names are starting with what? SNP. SNP it is starting with. SNP action, SNP agent, like that. You created one user or not, sir, just now? Supervisor is what? One user, right? So if I go and see the users table here, SNP underscore users, there we are seeing the data. What data we are seeing, sir? Supervisor. When it is created? Today only. See, that means whatever you are doing, that is coming and storing in the master repository or not? Supervisor user creation means that is a part of security or not? That is part of security only. That is part of security only. Right. We'll see more things down the line. Version information also storing where, sir? Version information is storing where? Master repository. Version information is storing in the master repository. That's what the version. And if you go for the here, some methods. Method is nothing but is part of the security. Part of the security that also is storing here only. And similarly, agent. Agent is available where? Inside the technologies, we have the agent, right? Inside this topology only, we have the what, sir? Agent. That means topology information, then what, sir? Security information, then what, sir? Version information. All relevant tables are created inside the master repository or not? Yes. What a beautiful job we did. Now next job. You go and try to see at the end of this one, it is given one information window. What is that? Master repository creation was successful. You can now connect to the master repository and create a work repository in the topology navigator under the repository according. Okay, we'll follow these instructions. We need to go to which tab? Topology tab. Then what section? Repository section. We need to go to create what? To create what? Work repository. To create what? Work repository. Click on OK. Click on OK. Pritham, click on OK. Pritham, click on OK. Hello, are you with me? Okay, I clicked on OK anyhow. Now I want to go for creation of the work repository. For that, what I am expecting here? Just follow your notes if you want. See here, I am creating here one more schema I am creating, sir. But really I don't want one more schema. Why to load the database with multiple schemas? One schema is available, right? Same schema I will use it. What do you say, sir? Right. Now go for creating the work repository. Now there I have the menu. Go to the click on connect, click on new. Let us go and try to do that one. This is what the ODI. Click on connect. If you click on connect, you cannot use these login names. These are not yours. You need to create your own thing. Click on plus symbol so that you are creating one new login name. What is your new login name? B114. Any name you can give it. Any name you can give it. Down the line we are going to use this login. Oracle Data Integrator connection. What is your Oracle Data Integrator connection? So just now you created. Supervisor, right? So supervisor. Supervisor. And what is the password? Password also supervisor only. And database connection details. What is the database connection details? B114 master repository, work repository. Password is what? RR capital, I text small 123. And what is the driver list? Oracle, and search it. We need to provide host, IP address or network name, port 1521. Then what, sir? SID is your Oracle, whatever it is available database name that we need to provide. So localhost, then 1521, then ORCL. What you want to connect? Master repository. You don't have the work repositories also. If you click on this also, you will see here nothing. We will see one blank empty window we are seeing. Yes or no? Because we didn't create any work repository. Click on cancel this one. Click on master repository. Click on OK. Click on OK. Super. We are connecting to the master repository. Connected. You people are aware of one point. Master repository, we are going to store only what, sir? Security and topology. That is the reason operator tab. Is it available? It's saying as you didn't connect to the work repository, so I am not available. This also saying as what, sir? You didn't connect to the work repository, so I am not available. That's true. When we are logging as work repository, if we do the versioning, they will store in the master repository. Only one table, right? SNP underscore version table. Right. Anyhow, you people understand only topology and security tabs only available if you log in as master repository. Now under that one, our guidelines is what, sir? You need to go to the topology. There we need to go to the repository section. There we need to create our work repository. There I have the work repositories option. Okay. Now we'll right click and we'll try to do it. Preetham, you there? Okay. Maybe she not available. Right click on this one. Go for new work repository. I'm trying to click on new work repository. What is the technology? Oracle. What is JDBC driver? Oracle JDBC Oracle driver. JDBC URL, username and password. Okay. And remember how many tables are available, sir? 64 tables are available. You remember that number, right? After we loaded this one, we'll get some other number. You want to understand work repository count, we need to subtract the total number minus 64. You're getting my point? Okay. Now I am trying to click on next. So work repository name I am giving as, it is a development environment. Batch number is B114. We are doing for the development environment. I said work repositories are based on the environments. Development environment. And work repositories are how many types? Two types, development and execution. I want development and testing environments. I'll use the development work repository only. So go for DWR. I hope you are clear about this naming convention. Batch number, for which environment we are doing, and what work repository are using, that I given. Then click on finish. Then you can see in the back end, same table, same schema, sorry. If I see here, how many tables are available? 71. How many tables are available? 113. How many tables are available? 113. Then go and try to check it out still. 183. This is the final number. This is the final number. Now tell me, as part of the work repository, how many tables are created? 183 minus 64. How much? 119. 119. 119. 119. 9 tables are corresponding to what? Work repository. 119 tables are corresponding to what? Work repository. Development work repository. Right. Okay. You people understand that point also. Now you created work repository created. That is simple job only, sir. Just we are going for the new work repository. We are providing the required details. Then we are saying as create it for me. It is created and we can see the some tables. In case of 12 seat is how many tables? 153. It is only work repository count. Yeah. Total is 220. In case of 11 it is what, sir? 119. In case of 11 it is 119. Now next point. If I go and if I try to connect using work repository, can I connect or not? It is asking now, would you like to create a login for the work repository? Already we have the login or not? Already I have the login. I don't want to create any more logins. That is the reason I am saying as this is no. Then work repository creation is successfully completed. You are the one. You completed. Next is what? I want to connect to this work repository using our ODI. How to connect it? First disconnect this one, ODI. Disconnect. Then ODI. Connect. Then I want to take the login as what login? B114 login. Click on the edit. And what repository? Work repository. Browse. Work repository. OK. I am trying to connect to the work repository I am connecting. Click on OK. Click on OK. Now once you connected as a work repository, designer tab, operator tab is available or not? It should be. If you go for the designer tab, it is available. But as of now, no projects are available. You need to create the projects. As of now, no models are available. You need to create the models. Okay, but it is available or not? It is available. Now, security tab also available, everything is available. But because work repository you are connecting means indirectly you are connecting towards our master repository also. Why? Because work repository is a member of master repository. Work repository is a member of master repository. And whatever work I will do in the security tab, I said already, it is going to store where, sir? In the master repository. For example, I am creating one new user, sir. New user, the new user name is equal to, let us say, Ram Reddy. Then password I am providing RR capital, I text small 123, RR capital, I text small 123. Click on OK. Save this one. Once I saved it, we are seeing here the user Ram Reddy or not. And backend, if you go and see the SNP underscore users table, SNP underscore user table, can you see one more record or not? Ram Reddy record is available. That means whatever you are doing in the front end of the day coming and storing where? In the back end repository. Now we understand the meaning of the repository, right? Repository meaning is what, sir? Storage location, simply. Repository meaning is storage location. Storage location. What it is storing means, whatever you are going to do in the ODA, everything we are going to store it. But we have some separation here, master repository and work repository. In master repository, security information, topology information, version information I am going to store it. In the work repository I am going to store designer information, operator information I am going to store it. That's it. I hope I am clear with the master repository and work repository creation, right? Okay, right. Tomorrow we'll see some more things. Today what we learned is, we learned two topics. Number one we learned architecture. Number two, we learned how to create the master repository and work repository. These are the two topics only we learned it. I request you people, do the practice in a way you need to do this one without seeing. That's how you need to practice it. You ready my point? Once you complete the practice also, close your eyes once and see what are the topics I learned. At that moment, you should see the screens in your mind. Like that you need to practice. Am I clear? Thank you.